Hello, welcome to 3 Cool Gaming Exploits, and today I have a video for you, which is a bit different to what I normally do, but this is what I want from Mortal Kombat 10. Now, obviously, you've probably seen the announcement trailer, which I think was mostly CG, but I think some of it represented what they want the gameplay to look like, because there's certain camera angles, and you just imagine the life bars at the top and stuff, and you can see that could be kind of gameplay, and it's gave me some ideas. So this is it. I'm not going to number this. This is just stuff that's popped up onto my head, and I just want to put it out there, really. Firstly, we saw Sub-Zero grabbing a tree branch, freezing it, and smacking Scorpion Man head of it. Now, it's a bit like what they done in Injustice Gods Among Us, where there were certain parts of the levels that were interactive. Now, personally, I don't particularly want to see that becoming a prominent feature in Mortal Kombat. It'll be okay on a couple of levels, but with Injustice there was like up to 5 or 6 different things that were interactive, and I don't want to see that making a big step into it, because I like the sort of pure core gameplay of it's just the guy, you've got your moves, you've got your combos, you've got your specials, and you just go, and whoever's actually better at playing the game. There's no real lucky shots. It was just, or lucky like, oh, I've been knocked next to this big thing and now I'm going to take down a big chunk of your health. There's none of that. It was just pure core gameplay, and it was excellent. I think they got it almost perfect on Mortal Kombat 9, so I want them to keep that as pure as they can, to be honest. Also, we saw the gameplay was very fluid. It was very, very fluid, and there was sort of a parrying and counter system going on, and I know it was pre-rendered and this probably won't make it into the game, but I think that would be a great thing to do, because you watch any kind of martial arts fight on movies or in competitions and it's a lot more fluid. There's not this whole, oh, punch, I'm going to block for 3 seconds whilst you punch and it's my turn to punch. It's just sort of that they punch and then they counter probably the first or maybe second punch and then come back with their own attacks, and I think that would give the game a unique flow compared to other beat-em-up games, and I think it might expand the combat system in a very, very, very positive way. I would love to see some form of countering system that's easy to do but requires skill. That's simple enough to do, but you have to be skillful to be able to pull multiple parries or parries then counters in succession. But I think that would open up an entirely new game style, because at the moment you've got sort of over-attacking, balanced, and turtle, where they sort of curl up in a corner and keep blocking constantly. I mean, it would negate the need for that. I'm not saying there won't be turtles, there probably will be turtles, but it would open up a new defensive style play, and I think that's needed in a way. So yeah, that would be good. I've seen a few suggestions put up by other people of, oh yeah, we should have creator characters and stuff like that. No. Creator character is good for certain games, but I don't think it's good for Mortal Kombat in a way. They did have a creator character system for one of the previous Mortal Kombats before 9, and essentially you picked out your 3 fight styles, because you had 2 hand-to-hand styles and then a weapon style. And it was around the sort of Deadly Alliance era. It might be Deception. I'm not sure which game it was exactly. And then there was a really dodgy fatality system that was just atrocious. And it was basically had carbon copies of other characters that are pre-existing in the game's moveset. And the problem was with that is you'd end up having people pick the 3, say, best fight styles in the game. The 3 fastest or 3 most powerful. And you just end up overpowered created characters. So I really, really don't want that to happen again, to be honest. Our game needs to be balanced, and to make sure it's balanced, then you cannot have a creator character system at all. That's just my personal feelings on the matter. I think that creator characters just unbalance beat-em-up games in a big way. Another thing I want to see, I really want to see, Mortal Kombat has had this tradition. It's had a couple of traditions, but one of them really sticks to me, and that's Mortal Kombat trailers. Now, it's not actually really to gameplay, but Mortal Kombat trailers and promotional material generally has either an apocalyptic techno theme or a metal soundtrack going on. Examples being More Human Than Human for, I think it was Mortal Kombat 2. You had Immortal by Dima, and that was for Deadly Alliance, and then you had Disturbed, Another Way to Die recently for Mortal Kombat 9, and that's just to name a few. So there's always this sort of like metal, angry, aggressive, either techno or metal soundtrack going on. So I really think that R&B and hip hop stuff that they had in the announcement trailer needs to be kicked off into the back burner. Leave that shit to the FPS games. I mean, you've got Call of Duty, you've got Battlefield. They're both using massive hip-hop R&B tracks. Let them have that. Keep your own identity. Mortal Kombat, you've got this identity. You've got a massive, massive fan base. Keep that fan base. Keep the style that you've brought forth to this world. It's in your face, over the top, aggressive game and trailer and music. It really needs to keep that core aspect of the identity intact. I know they've probably used R&B and hip hop as a way to make it more accessible in some way for the trailers, but no. I still remember the days where I think the one that hit me the most, because I'm sitting there watching the music channels and Edema Immortal comes on. It's not the best song out of all the soundtracks for Mortal Kombat by any means, but it was the one song that had a music video that was dedicated to the game as well, because the song was made solely for the game. So you're watching the music video and you've got Scorpion there fighting and practicing, training and all sorts of clips from the game. Everything's bar fatalities, unfortunately, but you know, there's only certain things that you can get away with on TV. And I remember seeing that and I got blown away. It was amazing. So I really think they need to bring that back. I also would like to see like a lot of characters from MK9 coming back, because there was a lot of the fan favourites there, and the problem is with the storyline, and I did mention this in the previous video, a lot of people died and a lot of fan favourites died, and if they keep them dead for the next game, then you really restrict your character base, your roster, to anyone that got added to the roster from MK4 onwards, and it is going into MK4, and a lot of those characters sucked. There was a couple that were good, like I mentioned before in the previous video, but I will personally miss quite a lot of the original characters from the game. So I'd like a lot of them to come back. And the final thing that I am going to mention today is secret characters. Secret characters need to come back into the game in a big way. Now, I know that you want to have DLC characters, and that's great. I know that's a part of the industry now, and we can't really avoid it, and regardless of what you do, there is going to be DLC characters. But that being said, you don't need to have all the characters be on DLC. You could still have your hidden characters. Now, I know people will like crack the code and leak it out online pretty quickly if they found out that there was actually secret characters in the game, but don't announce that you're going to have hidden characters. Just have them in there. People will figure it out one way or another, and it probably will come out quite quick because of the days of the internet, and some people see it as redundant. But at the bottom line, even if people were like, there's this hidden character, and this is how you do it, people still need to go through that challenge to unlock that character. I mean, you kept some of the aspects in MK9, like you'd see Noob Saibot in the background, and then you get to fight Classic Noob, and then you'd unlock Classic Noob's costume. You got to get a double flawless victory or something. There was always sort of a prerequisite to being able to do that fight. I think there was Jade and Reptile as well. And that's all well and good, but that's just costumes. I mean, I could play that game this whole time. The only thing that would make me want to do that fight is the challenge, not the reward. Though I do like the classic costumes, they're cool. Years and years ago it used to be, well, you get to fight this character and then they might be unlocked for you to play all of a sudden. We need that back, and I already mentioned in the previous video that we've already had Ermac, Jade, Smoke, Noob Saibot, all the classic hidden characters. They've all become playable since they were discovered as characters. They've all become playable since, but there's two that haven't actually appeared in any way in any Mortal Kombat game as far as memory serves, and that's Chameleon with a K and Chameleon with a C. There's one male and one female, and they appear, they wear like sort of grey ninja clothes, like the palette swap characters from way back when, but I think that they need to come in, because every other hidden character's been done, and they've been seen, and people have mentioned them, people made up their own storylines for them, and they haven't been used yet. So I think that would be really cool if you actually brought those in the classic style of this is a hidden character. And then you could have other characters as DLC characters, and you can have your movie licensed character like they did with Freddy Krueger or whatever. You still have that, but just have these 2 extra hidden characters somewhere in the game that you have to do something to unlock. Because that is just a part of the MK tradition and identity, and I love that about MK. I remember the first time I saw Reptile pop up on the screen and go, oh, give me the clue, like, look to La Luna, and it turned out, oh yeah, La Luna, the moon. And that, where do you see the moon? The only level you see the moon is in the pit, and then you go there and you have to get double flawless, and then you end up at the bottom of the pit fighting Reptile. That kind of thing was really cool. And even if it does get discovered really bloody early, then there's people like me who won't necessarily look up how to unlock them if you're putting out clues like that. For instance, I will know that it's there, I won't look it up until I absolutely give up trying to figure it out myself. So if I find out there's any hidden characters in there, I'll literally look at the headline, hidden character in MK, awesome, I'll try and find him. So I know there's other people like that are like me and would do that, so I'd really like that. But that's what I want from MK. I just want it to, MK9 was damn near perfect. I just want more of that core gameplay. I don't want no stage transitions. I don't want too many interactive environment moments. I don't want there to be 5 or 6 on every bloody level. I just want that MK experience again. Because I've recently picked up MK9 a second time, and I love it, and I don't know why I got rid of it in the first place, but I'm glad I have it again. So yeah, that's it. That's what I want from MK10. So, let me know what you think. Do that stuff that every other channel tells you to do, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.